Welcome to the Confident and Courageous Clarity Podcast with me, Jateya Jones. Join us weekly for everything clarity. The truth is, once you have clarity, you'll have the confidence and courage to succeed in life and business. If you're new to the podcast, you should know my goal is to help you gain the clarity needed to transform your visions, goals, or dreams into reality. For my OG listeners, you all know that the podcast was birthed from the evolution of Mocha Monday's Tip of the Week. So when we moved to the podcast, I couldn't just leave you without your mocha. Therefore, at the beginning of each episode, I give you your drop of mocha, and you are to implement it throughout the week to help inch you closer and closer to clarity. This week's drop of mocha is: continue to look for solutions. Danny Meyer said, and they posted it in Forbes recently, being an entrepreneur is not for quitters. It's for people that are looking for solutions on a daily basis that believe deeply will make the world a better place. So what solutions are you looking for? Have you stopped looking for solutions? Have you decided to just accept what comes your way? Most purpose-driven entrepreneurs are constantly seeking solutions. And 9 times out of 10, they can never, ever, ever really find the solution that they're looking for. So they end up creating it. That's what visionaries are. And most multi-passionates are visionaries. We see something that doesn't exist and we create it. I'm here to tell you that TV didn't exist before it existed. So what solutions are you looking for and or should be looking for? Journal about it this week. Now let's jump into this week's episode. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Confident and Courageous Clarity Podcast. I normally sing when I'm tired, which I am, right? And I share that because, y'all, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. And I just want you to know that you're not alone in that, right? So, like, for so many of us on this especially purpose-driven entrepreneurial journey, you can get discouraged because everybody else looks like they already have it all together, right? And you're over here like, I think I'm clear. I was yesterday, maybe not today. What about? And I know I just posted, but I want to throw it all away. You're not alone. I definitely have been in that season more recently. But because I have community, they won't let me throw it all away, right? And they're like, girl, let's talk about it. And so I'm here to talk with you about it. Because what I've noticed is that, shout out to Trina. She told me one day, she was like, clarity's not a crutch for confusion. And I was like, oh, you're right. And that's how so many of us use it. We're like, okay, I'm confused again. Let me, can I get a call with you? Can I talk to you? Help, right? Like that's the text messages that I send my friends in all caps, help, followed by a bunch of exclamation points. And so when she said that, I was like, that's really real because it's like therapy, or it's like, what else do we pick up and put down, right? It's like, oh, okay, I feel better now. And so I don't need you right now. I don't need you. I'll be back when I need you. Right. And by the time we need them or it again, we're like deep in it and we need the help. Whereas if we continuously stay in community, right? We know we're not alone. So at least that it doesn't take away the feeling, but at least it's not as discouraging or debilitating. If we stay in clarity, then we're not a year or 2 years later in the same space. We're doing things to continuously do better, be better, and make our dreams come true until they're valid, right? Or until they're actualized, because they're always valid. Or until you move on to the next dream, right? So once one is actualized, it's like, what's next? As multi-passionates and visionaries, the dream is massive. And just knowing and seeing it can be debilitating in itself. And that's why we can't treat clarity like a crutch. We literally have to stay in clarity. And for those of you new to me, welcome. But those of you who've been around a while, you've heard me say, clarity is the destination. Focus is your journey. And depending on how focused you are, depicts how fast you're going to get to that clarity, right? So I know when I moved to the DMV or the DC area, I had a vision of like what I wanted to create and what this entrepreneurial journey was going to look like. And I was so super excited about it. And I was young in my 20s, y'all, and I had a lot of fun and I got unfocused. Like a decade worth of fun and unfocused. And I would dibble and dabble, right? And I would do a little bit of this and a little, but it was nothing to really propel me or catapult me forward. Now, don't get me wrong, baby steps count. They do. And it'll eventually get you there. But I know for a lot of us, we are so, what's the word? Because it's an emotion, right? We are so, I don't even want to say consumed, but we're moved, inspired by getting over there, right? Or excited about getting over there. And over there is to the vision, right? To what you see. We're excited about it, but at the same time, we're deathly afraid. And so we literally do this and we clash and stay in the same spot because we're hiding and we're shrinking, right? Because we don't want anybody to know. And absolutely no one knows but you. And that's part of the problem. Once you share it, if you have the right people around you, they'll be like, hey, you, what's going on with such and such? Girl, that's a great idea. Let's get with it. Let's get to it. How can I help? And unfortunately, a lot of times those people aren't in our area code and our zip code. And so we get frustrated, even when we have the virtual community out here to love up on us and support us, right? And if you don't, come join the Clarity community. That's what we're here for. It's a free Facebook group. So yeah, come on over. The link is in the show notes. But even with that virtual community, we want those around us to support us even when they don't get it, right? Because everybody's not meant to see your vision. It's your vision. But we want the support, we want the love, the inspiration from those individuals. And when we don't get it, you tend to shrink, you tend to hide, you tend to try to fit in with whatever that is literally around you is doing, thinking, and or being. And unfortunately, a lot of people have stopped dreaming. They don't even know how to dream. They won't allow themselves to dream. I've asked people time and time again, like, if money wasn't an issue, if time wasn't an issue, like, what would you do? What would you want to be? Like, and it might be dreaming big to them, but it's something that already exists and it's a copy of what they've seen. And I'm like, as I talk to them and we talk, we walk through it, they start to dream a little bit bigger. But I could tell the moment that the fear kicks in and they tell themselves, oh, that's just a pipe dream. That'll never happen. I can't do that. Stop thinking so big. Don't get too big for your britches, right? And I'm here to dispel the myth of pipe dreams. If you've been given the vision, you'll be given the provision. It's not just a dream, it's your assignment. And standing in your own way only delays your destiny. You deserve that over there. You deserve what you see, that big dream. And I've told people for years, I'm going to own an island. And some people would actually laugh like they thought I was joking. And then they would see that I wasn't. And they would be like, oh, well, how do you do that? Right? I know the steps that I would need to take, at least some of them, not all of them, because I've been doing the research. I've been staying in the mode of figuring it out, trying to find the answer, because absolutely no one around me in an area code or zip code that I know of owns an island. No one. But once I started telling people, I had friends sending me links to luxury because they know I wanted to be like in the epitome of luxury, container houses so they could survive storms and hurricanes. Shout out to Emil. Like giving me other alternatives. Like you could just buy up a bunch of homes on the peninsula and then get that income started until you can. And like they've come with advice and suggestions and links. Shout out to my homegirl, Crystal. She was on vacation and she's like, I'm on a boat and I just saw a sign on an island. It's for sale. And it has power lines. Because they also know I didn't want to start completely from scratch, right? So dream big. Allow yourself to do that. Realize it's your assignment. And you may not know in the beginning how in the world to get all the way over there. But the clarity's in the doing. The more you do, the clearer it'll get. And you'll start to see the path and what you should take to get there. And also know there's no such thing as a misstep. I know we are already ready to get over there. For most of us, we've been on the hamster wheel for a while and we're ready to get off, but we just don't know how to. You're ready to go up the ladder towards success or towards your dreams so you can actually live your dreams and stop just dreaming about it. Right? You're ready to get unstuck. And the clarity's in the doing. And I know it's deathly afraid or fearful and or scary, and yeah, it's paralyzing. It can be debilitating. But I'm here to tell you, you're not alone. I'm not gonna sing to you today. Yes, I am. You are not alone. I am here with you. Okay, that's enough of that. And so many other people are too, right? So I'm extending my hand to offer you help. I'll help you get off the hamster wheel. There's a bunch of people in the clarity community waiting to welcome you so that you know you're not alone. It's a safe space to share those feelings, fears, ask for advice, suggestions. And then when you're truly ready, you can come on over to the Clarity Circle, and it's mastermind style. And we're there to pull together our resources, our knowledge, our lifelong experience to help you get what you need, just like my friends sending me links and calling me. They're helping me get what I need to make my dreams come true. And that's what we do in the Clarity Circle. And it's accountability. And you get cliff notes on how to make things happen, right? Brainstorming and strategy. And most definitely clarity. So this episode, I just wanted to let you know it ain't easy. I was gonna start singing another song to y'all, but I forgot how it goes. Well, I hear it in my head, but it's off beat. Something about it's hard out here for a pimp when you're trying to get the money for the rent. And if you don't know that, what's the movie? Hustle and Flow, I believe. That's where that came from. Anyway, I say that to say, because you're gonna be tired, right? But when you do what you love and you love what you do, it's worth it. It's worth it. Every second, every minute. And then when you're not doing it alone, you won't burn out because you're not doing it alone. So I just wanted to share that with you. You're not alone. It's not a pipe dream. It's your assignment. And if you've stopped yourself from dreaming, give yourself the space and grace to do it again. Courage is doing things despite of fear, not in spite. Right? So that's it for this week. It's short and sweet. Short and sweet, but hopefully it helps. Hopefully it'll inch you one step closer to getting off the hamster wheel, asking for help, receiving the help, accepting that you're meant for more, accepting that if you've given the vision, you'll be given the provision, believing that God equips the call. He doesn't call the equipped. Those that are already ready, they could offer a testimony, but that testimony would be so much better if it came from someone who everybody saw as the underdog, but you won, right? So on today, choose you. Choose you. And if you're ready for community, come on over to the free clarity community. If you're ready to get to work and know that the clarity's in the doing, come join us over in the clarity circle and let's get to it. You're supposed to live your dreams, not just dream about them. And that's it. I hope you guys have a marvelous, marvelous, marvelous week. And I will talk to you next week, if not sooner. Bye. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Confident and Courageous Clarity Podcast. I hope you'll come back next week and join us for some more. And with that, have a marvelous, marvelous, marvelous Monday. And I'll see you back here, same time, same place next week.